Hi Bobcats, this is Miss Lee, and today's video lesson is on area of trapezoids. Please make sure that you're taking good notes as you watch the video. Okay, parallelograms versus trapezoids. How can we use the parallelogram area formula to generate an area formula for the trapezoid? Okay, so we've already learned that the area formula for a parallelogram is base times height. So what do you think we can do with a parallelogram to turn it into a trapezoid? Well, you could actually cut diagonally, kind of down the center at a little bit of a slant, and it's going to give you two different trapezoids. So if we're wanting to find the area of just one of the trapezoid, how does that relate to the area of the parallelogram? It's going to be half the area, isn't it? So we already know that the formula is going to start with 1/2, kind of like what our triangle did. Okay, so now let's talk about the base. Okay, let's talk about our base. This is one base, and this is another base. Okay, so normally we would do base times height, but we didn't keep the same base length, did we? It got cut into half. Not into half, but it got split up. When we cut our pieces here, our base part of it got taken off. But did you notice that the size of this base right here, the part that got cut off, is the same length as this part of the base up here? It is. So because of that, we can add these two links together, these two bases together, to get the length of the full base of the parallelogram, which is what we need for our trapezoid. So that means you're going to take base 1 plus the base 2, and then the height is going to be the same. It has to be that perpendicular distance to the base, from the highest point to the base. So there's our formula. Area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay, so here we go again. Make sure that the height is perpendicular to the base, that it makes that right angle. If it doesn't, if the sides are slanted, then the height can either be shown on the inside with the dotted line like you see here, or they can extend it and it can be shown on the outside of the trapezoid. You'll see it both ways. So that would be the height as well. Okay, let's do some examples. The placemat on a table is shaped like a trapezoid. The dimensions of the placemat are shown in the diagram. What is the area? First thing, again, that you always do, write your formula. Area equals 1/2, and in parentheses, base 1 plus base 2, outside of parentheses, times your height. Okay, so the base, floor and ceiling, top and bottom. It doesn't matter which you assign as base 1, which you assign as base 2, because you're going to add them together. Okay, so I'm just going to say this is one of the bases, the 11, the 5 is the second base. My height, is it going to be the 9 or is it going to be the 12? It's going to be the 12 because that's the one standing straight and tall. That's the one that is perpendicular to the base. Okay, plug everything in. We're looking for the area. A stays in A, 1/2, parentheses. So we're going to write our equation before we do any math. I know it's tempting to go ahead and add the two bases together, but we want to plug everything into the equation first before doing any math. So my two bases are 11 and 5, so I'll put 11 plus 5. You could put 5 plus 11. And then the height is the 12 times 12. And now you're ready to solve. So solve using order of operations. I don't have a lot of room, I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and continue down here where there's some space. So order of operations says to do your parentheses first. So 1/2, 11 plus 5 is 16, times 12. Then we talked about how when you multiply by half, that's the same as dividing by 2. So if these are both even, so pick one of them and divide by 2. I always like to start off with that. That way I don't forget about the 1/2 because it is easy to forget about it. So I'm going to take half of 16. That's going to be 8. and then I'm going to multiply that by 12, which is going to give you 96. So the area is 96 feet squared. Okay, so if you did not get the right answer, go ahead, pause the video and check the work, and when you come back, we'll move on to the next problem. Okay, next example, the dimensions of a trapezoid are given in feet. What is the area? So we're going to do the same thing, so write down your formula. Area is going to equal 1/2 in parentheses base 1 plus base 2, and then multiply that by your height. So what I'd like for you to do is to go ahead and write your equation, solve it, and come back and check your answer. Okay, did you get that the area is 91 feet squared? If you did, great job. If not, pause the video, check my steps and my work, and see where you made your mistake. Once you're ready, move on to the last example. Okay, a window seat is in the shape of a trapezoid with bases of 6 feet and 5 feet. Its height is 1.5. What is the area of the window seat? Okay, so formula, area equals 1/2 parentheses base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So you can see that this is a trapezoid window seat, so if you want to go ahead and label it, go ahead and do so. I have a base of 6 feet, 5 feet, and the height perpendicular to the base, the height is going to be 1.5. Okay, so plug everything into the equation. We don't know the area, the A stays in A, 1/2 times the basis, don't do the math yet, put 5 plus 6 inside the parentheses, and then on the outside the height is 1.5. All right, I'm going to start by doing parentheses. 5 plus 6 is 11, and I'm just taking it one step at a time. Now I need to take 1/2 of something. Okay, take 1/2 of 11. What is half of 11? 5.5. So to find my area, I need to multiply 5.5 times 1.5. So go ahead, pause the video, do the math, come back and check your answer. Okay, did you get that the area is equal to 8 and 25 feet squared? 8.25 feet squared? If you did, awesome job. If not, pause the video, check your work, and see where you made your mistake. Great job, Bobcats.